Hey everybody, this is Helfinator, and welcome back to Let's Play Psychonauts, Part 6. I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, he's not dead! Yes, I am alive and kicking. Doing very well, actually. And, thank you for actually coming back to watch this after my mighty long hiatus. Something to note real quick is that this was actually recorded at the beginning of the summer, and you might notice that it's the end of the summer to when I'm actually setting voice to this. Actually, I had recorded my voice to this when I was recording it, but since that is so outdated by now, there's no point. There's no point in using it. But anyway, I'm not dead. I've come back, and since I played this so long ago, I don't remember how I was. I don't remember what I did. So this will be an adventure for both of us, which doesn't happen very often. Oh! I do remember what I was saying at this part, because at the time, or before I had recorded this at the beginning of the summer, Odin and I had gotten into an argument that while in Psychonauts levels, you cannot earn arrowheads, which obviously you just saw is false. So Odin, you can suck my dick. I'm right. You can get arrowheads in the minds of people. So shut up. But since that was so long ago, that point is moot. Anyway, I noticed in my absence, what the hell happened to YouTube? Like, okay, last time I uploaded a video, I remember I had a channel that was very unique to me. I didn't have a banner, but I had a little background, looked real nice. I had script going down the side saying Helfinator, and I got all these different characters from all these different games I had played and Let's Played, and was doing Let's Plays of them, and now it's all gone. In favor of a cookie cutter setup. Thank you, Google. Bunch of assholes. No. I can't say that to my overlords. Anyway, yeah. If anybody from YouTube has ever listened to this, which I'm sure they will, I want you guys to know that your layout blows. And how about you go back to the one from like 2008 when we had a sidebar, which was a lot more, which had a better ring to it than down in like the bottom description or doobly-doo. Anyway, so whenever I came back, I was just like, what the hell happened to my page? And it looks very cookie cutter and uniform. And now we're all just a number. But I digress. Anyway, I had a good summer. And during that summer, I worked. What else is new? And also I took a couple classes, and I'm going to come back to that. No, actually I'm going to talk about a little bit about that here real quick. Is that in taking classes, I had taken a class at a couple classes at a community college. Now, in comparing a community college was fine. I'm not saying anything against community college. I'm just saying that at a community college, you have people, instead of like a university, for example, or a private institution, at a community college you have, at least from my experience in the area in which I live, it's the bulk of people or students are actually people who are coming back to get an education. And that's a great thing, coming back and getting an education. But thing is that the I don't want to say caliber. That's not exactly correct. But there are a couple funny people you'll run into while at community college, or at least in my experience. And at the college that I went to, or attended, I should say, one of the classes that I had taken was philosophy. Well, I thought it was really funny that one of the kids in my class, I guess you could say, with a lack of a better term, he was lacking a few sensors. In that, just like in this game, where the sensors censor out all unwanted thoughts or wanted things, it's that whatever popped into his head, he would say, which I think is awesome, and I think more people should be like that, and just throw it out there like you just don't care. But the thing is that it's actually quite comical, in that like the teacher would be talking about something and this kid would just blurt out whatever. I think that was great. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Though he might have gotten the wrong idea in the rest of the class, like snickering or laughing. Not laughing at him, just laughing at what came out of his mouth. But something that really stuck out to me, or one moment that really did stick out to me, was that our teacher was telling us of a friend of his who had climbed all these different mountains, and he was telling us about this friend of his who she had climbed Mount Everest and climbed Kilimanjaro? Or anyway, she climbed all these different mountains, and he was looking for the name of a mountain in the Andes, and I think it was Kilimanjaro, though I am not sure. Don't quote me on that. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is Sasha's. Okay, so Sasha works for his dad. Asks his dad about his mom. Since his dad doesn't want to talk about it, he looks into his thoughts and sees that his dad thinks of his past mother as a good wife, she's an angel, and she was pretty damn sexy. So Sasha gets really creeped out, as you saw, and he runs away from home because his dad had sex with his mom. Sounds like he needs counseling. But hey, you can't spell Psychonauts without Psycho, which is a great film. Go see it. Actually, don't go see it. Just rent it or buy it on Netflix. Something. Anyway. So anyway, our teacher was looking for the name of this mountain that back in the 80s, which actually thinking about it was a while ago. I don't think the 80s was that long ago, but that was like 30 years ago. What? How is that even possible? But then again, I don't think the 90s is that long ago, but you know how that works. So anyway, this plane crashed in the Andes with the soccer team on board, and when they crashed, some of the soccer players died. But anyway, these soccer players had stayed up there for a while, a really long time, to be lost on the top of a mountain in winter. And it ended up that to survive, they ended up having to eat their fellow players who had passed. So all our teacher wanted was just the name of that mountain. But anyway, the kid in the back of the class made a mention that there was a book written about that called Alive, which I haven't read it myself, and if you're interested, go check it out. But anyway, I got a kick out of it because this is how the conversation went. Okay, so does anybody know what the name of that mountain is that plane crashed in the soccer team? Plane crashed with the soccer team on it. Oh yeah, didn't they end up eating each other? Yes, but what was the name of that mountain? Oh, you know, there's a book written about that called Alive. Oh, okay. Do you happen to know what the name of that mountain was? Oh, you know, I don't eat people. Yes. Yes, viewers. That is the literal how the conversation literally went. And I hope he doesn't eat people, because that would be weird. And I'm pretty sure against the law. But no, Helfinator, there's nothing on top of that shoebox, and do not come back and check, and I'm pretty sure I will. Anyway, I just thought that was awesome. That was hilarious how that conversation went. But anyway, and there were more conversations like that, and if you guys would like to hear more about the classes and things like that, I'd be happy to talk about that. But for the sake of this, for right now, I'm just kind of speeding. I'm trying to speed through like what my summer was. Kind of give you guys like an update of what I was up to and things like that. And something that I did notice was that I have gained a couple subscribers. And something that I noticed is that whenever I go on like a hiatus, that's actually when I gain subscribers. So there are people who are here who maybe this is your first video that we were seeing. And thank you for watching, and or thank you for clicking this video. But something that you might notice is that I like to talk about random stuff, and I get sidetracked really easily. So I make little notes to myself. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to keep speeding through this. And actually, I had recorded another episode after this, so if I need to, we can I can spill this information, I can spill this stuff over into that episode, and we'll take it from there. But anyway, oh, something that I did over the summer, there's a couple things that I did over the summer, is I was in a couple streams. One was Blue Blazing Demon's stream. I forget what organization he was doing it with, in cooperation with. Cooperation with. Not corporation. Cooperation. Anyway, he was doing a stream to benefit a breast cancer charity, and if you guys can find that, I don't know where you can. I think it's on Twitch, but I'm not sure. Anyway, if you guys want to go check that out, please do. It's not just Blue, it's a whole bunch of other Let's Players and people who do video game stuff on the internet. But check out Blue's Hour in particular because it's pretty cool. The game that he played I had never played before, and it's kind of like Banjo-Kazooie-esque, so it seemed pretty cool. Anyway, the other charity that I was in was Odin's 5-year celebration of his 5 years on YouTube. He's making videos. Oh, here comes one of my most favorite lines. Yes, my favorite line in one of my favorite lines in Psychonauts. Run, Rasputin, very fast. Anyway, I don't know why. I just like it. I like it so much. But anyway, one of the charities that one of the streams I was in was Odin's 5-year celebration of 5 years charity stream, and that is, I just checked as of one night ago, as of August 23rd. It's still up on Twitch, but it's like posted in parts, so you can see that. check out the whole thing, because it actually was pretty cool in how it was set up. And like in between each hour, there was like a break, or like every 2 hours. Was it like every 2 hours or every hour there was a break? And Odin had like montages of the stuff that he had done, and like commentary over it and things like that. That was pretty good. Trust me, it knocked my socks off, and if it impressed me, trust me, it was impressive. So go check that out. And I forget I don't know what part I'm in, but I'm in it, which is kind of like a little plus. And that was to support Child's Play, and you can't donate on that stream anymore. But to donate to Child's Play, go ahead if you have money, or if you're willing to do it. Okay, so it was actually towards the end of the summer that, for a long while during the summer, I just stopped playing video games altogether. And one of the games that I had I just decided to pick up and play, partly because it had come out on the Wii U, so I was playing it along with a bunch of friends of mine. It was Earthbound, and you can get that. You can pick that up on the Wii U Virtual Console for $10. Do it now. If you have a Wii U, do it. Sure, it's $2 more than the usual Super Nintendo Virtual Console game, but but with that you also get a direct copy of the a direct copy of the strategy guide that was released with the game, which is really cool. And you know, for the longest time, even though I have been an Earthbound fan since I ever discovered the game, the thing is that I had never finished it. I never finished it until this summer. And you know, I was really doing myself a disservice for not finishing it. It is possibly one of the best games I have ever played, and I hope, for all of you, if you have not played Earthbound, go and play it. Go check it out. And if you have to use the big E, go for it. Just promise the FBI and the CIA and the copyright and whoever governs copyright law that you will buy it in the future. The thing is that with copyright law, and if you pirate something, like using an emulator,
so is this
okay, that's one thing. But to buy a hard copy,
let us never speak of this again.
That was like from the 80s, you're not supporting the developers anymore. You can't. But it's also downloadable now, where you can support the developers. So, in going from a hard copy, which doesn't support anybody except the people who are selling it, and then the emulation, which doesn't support anybody. Huh.
I want to shoot more things.
Where copyright law is concerned, it's concerned with not supporting the developers. But if you can buy something already that doesn't support the developers at all, but is completely illegal, then what's the problem with emulation? Huh. Good question. Just a question to think about. Something to notice is that log down there is filled with stuff, but like you just noticed, it's not. So it's not. So I'm running out here to try to find a log to go to Crawlers, and thing is that from a distance that log is not filled with crap to prevent you from going there, at least yet. it's actually filled. Like from a distance, it doesn't look like it's filled, but once you get close, it does. It is. So, yeah. So anyway, go try Earthbound. It's fantastic, and definitely deserves at least 95% of the hype that is behind it. So anyway, what else did I do over the summer? Over the summer I began work on. I have been working on a book for the past 8 years. I know, a long time to work on something like that. And this is actually the first time that I'm announcing it to people, other than close friends. Is that when my book is a comic book, and I've asked Odin. I've gotten permission from Odin to post those works on Bottoms Up or a sister site if need be, and I'll announce when those go up so you guys can follow along with my story, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Where would you like me to take
Honestly, this will be like the first time that I've ever distributed something
Let's go
to like the quote-unquote public.
Yes, noble Psychomaster.
I don't know. I guess all of the comic books that I've ever written have pretty much only ever been read by close friends, which I've gotten a lot of good feedback. Because like this story that I've been working on has matured greatly. It kind of started off as kind of like a weird rip-off kind of a thing, to have like it finally like grew its own soul in a way.
What are we doing here?
And in looking back to my old work and looking how much it's actually progressed,
Lesson?
I'm kind of flabbergasted, because I never really expected
Yes, I heard you were raised in the circus.
something like that to come from me.
If they were happy
I guess. I don't like to sell myself short. Not in the least. But the thing is that I never really thought of myself as being that creative. I don't want to like hype myself up, because that's wrong.
Now why are you still
But
talking when you could be burning stuff?
it's just that I had never thought I could write something so well.
You're getting warmer. Keep going.
I'm not an English major. I'm not an art major or anything like that, but I was really surprised with what I could come up with. And something to note is that whenever you guys see it, and trust me, why is the thermometer floating out in space out there?
fire is pretty.
That's weird.
Okay, that's the end
Anyway,
of the lesson. You're free to
I'll
go,
let you know
but
whenever
you have to
those
promise
go
me
up.
only use
Actually,
your
it'll be a
power
couple
of
weeks
pyrokinesis
before I can
only
properly
when
finish the
very,
first
very
page,
important,
even though
or
it's
if
actually
you're
done.
really entertaining.
I still need to get a
promise.
couple
And if you're doing it to impress girls,
supplies,
make sure none of them have on a
and I'll
lot
get
of
that
hairspray.
whenever I go home for like a break or whatever. I'll finish that here in a couple of weeks.
Where would you like me to take you, Agent Kraft?
But that's essentially
Drop me
it
outside the main
of like
lodge.
the things that I did
Bring me back a
over the
burger
summer.
this time, will you?
But you know, of all the things that I mean, even though that's the end of like the things that I did over the summer, in a way of like not doing this and not really talking. I talked to my friends a bunch, but like I didn't like on Skype and things like that. I talked to them a bunch, but I went for a while. I went for like, sorry about that. I went for like long stints without actually talking to anybody. And you know, in those times of silence, you can actually learn a lot about yourself in time of silence, and or alone, or being alone. You actually learn a lot about yourself, and even though it doesn't it feels bad to actually be alone, I do recommend that everybody tries it at least once. Like, just be alone for a while, every so often, because it actually really helps. But anyway, I digress. Seems that that's the end of the episode, and I know I went off and ranted for a little bit and kind of just went off topic, but that's how it goes here. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you all for coming back. It really means a lot to me, coming back to this and people actually watching, and people actually coming back and be like, "Oh my God, he's not dead." Well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it, and you know what? I'll see you guys in the next episode. I won't be gone for too long anymore. After a while, thinking about it and taking so many hiatuses, you know, I don't think I should go for such long stints without a video. So I'll try not to anymore. But we'll see how well that goes. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. And this is Helfinator signing off. Boy, that felt pretty good to say that. This is Helfinator signing off. See you guys.